Everyone, from me, Brent Graham of Good for the Game, and welcome to this Tour de France Stage 7 betting preview. It's time for the race of truth. There's going to be no place to hide tomorrow. If you enjoy these previews, hit the subscribe button and the bell. Make sure you get told about all our previews that are uploaded. Plenty of Durban July content on the site at the moment. Well, let's have a look at Stage 6 results. And it was Dylan Groenewegen, and it hasn't shown that much. He was pretty good in the first sprint, never featured at all in stage number 5, but wow, he came through and narrowly pipped Philipsen. But you'll see Philipsen's not on the list there. He was relegated for interfering with Wout van Aert. So big opportunity for Philipsen on the green jersey. He loses a lot of ground there. But great win for Groenewegen, and the incumbent green jersey, Gourmet, another good ride from him, finishing second. Gavira got bumped up to third. Interesting one. Southpaw on our forum took Gavira each way and running at 33-1. And I was congratulating him on hitting the third place. But in fact, the bookmakers' rule there is once the winner has stood on the podium, and if the result is changed after that, it's too late. So in other words, they make their payout. So it's got to be a line in the sand somewhere, and I think punters will accept that. But very, very interesting, and a bit disappointing for him that he didn't nail that one. A couple of good sprints all round from a few others, and Ackerman once again showing up in the top 10. Let's have a look at the yellow jersey update. Well, nothing to report as far as the standings go. Pogacar still a firm favourite here at 9-20. Green jersey, well, we've got a Gourmet now building up quite a comfortable lead over Pedersen. Pedersen sprinted for the points, the intermediate points, so he was quite bandaged up. But there were some good signs there, but unfortunately, he didn't feature in the final sprint. Also lost a lot of ground. And you've got Gourmet now. He's quite far out in front, and I'd have to say that price, and this is net decimal of just under 17-10, is starting to get quite attractive, because Philipsen, with losing those points, is a long way back. And there's not that many. I mean, I think we've got about 3 pure sprint stages left still. So Philipsen can still gain a lot of points. But when you've got a guy like Groenewegen taking points away from him, I'd have to say that Gourmet now is looking like a very solid bet at that price. And unfortunately, I'm involved in Pedersen, of course, but I might have to just throw in the towel and admit that Pedersen can't get it done. I don't have to do anything now, though, because this is not going to change tomorrow in the time trial. So I've got some time to think about that at least. Having a look at the polka dot jersey update, no movement there either. So just have a look at how some of my fancies are doing. Felix Gall, he's pretty stable still at 22-1. I'm hoping he loses some time in the time trial. Interesting to see Pidcock, I backed him at 80s. He's actually into 56, and that's because he's fallen totally out of GC contention. The only question for me is whether he'll even target the King of the Mountains jersey, or if he's just focusing on the Olympics. Let's hope for the former. And Tobias Johansson, I see him getting into some breaks going forward. He's about 46. I think I backed him at it, but somewhere around that price as well. Let's quickly have a look at the World Sports Betting money back for second. And if you backed Philipsen today, you thought you were getting your money back. And in fact, that's a good point. Maybe you did get your money back, because at the time the podium took place, let's face it, he was still second in the frame. So if you did back Philipsen at World Sports Betting, I'm interested to hear. Let me know if you did get your money back for him finishing second. Right, here's the route. It's a pretty flat route. There are a couple of short climbs in it, so it's not pan flat, but it certainly will give the time trial specialists every chance. And of course, the GC guys will all be going hard at this one. It should be. I enjoy time trials. They're not my favorites, but I certainly think this one is one of the most competitive time trials I've seen. Although, as you'll see with the betting now, bookies are suggesting otherwise. Remco Evenepoel, he's the 4-9 favorite. It's a very short price favorite here. Pogacar 3-1, and then you go all the way down to 16-1. Ayuso, Rogic 18-1. Vingegaard there 22-1. Remember him in last year's Tour de France time trial. But he's not as strong on the pure sort of flatter time trials on this. He was very strong last year on the descents and the corners. Remember how much time he took out of Pogacar. He hasn't done a recon of this route, though, and that could also be a factor. Stefan Kung there at 25-1. Right, what do I think is going to happen here? Well, it's a time trial at the end of the day. Everyone's going to go full out for it. Do I see any betting value? Well, I actually think Pogacar could be value there at 3-1 with World Sports Betting with the money back promo for second. So I've taken Pogacar there. He's just riding so well at the moment. Evenepoel very strong in the time trial, but Pogacar, what's he? Basically 6 times the price of Evenepoel. I don't think that's right. So I'm happy to throw a unit at Pogacar. I wouldn't be surprised if he blew everyone out the park tomorrow. And then I'm putting half the unit down on Kung at 27-1 at Bet Exchange. Kung is one of those guys. He always finds a GC rider to beat him in these Grand Tour time trials. But I'd have to say this course suits him well. He's got a big engine. He's been laying low over the last week or so, very much targeting the stage. And I think Kung can do the business. I'm also eyeing him out in a bit of a match play bet. I will post that in the forum tomorrow, and there is a link down to that in the description box below. Let me know what you think of how the tour is going so far and your predictions for the stage. Looking forward to this one. And then, of course, I'll be back for Saturday's Stage 8 stage. That'll probably be in the early hours of Saturday morning. Enjoy Stage 7.